Have you ever thought about who you really are? I'm talking about your biology, where you come from, your name, who give you your name, and how far back you remember your family. Most of us cannot remember past 3 or 4 generations back. I remember my great grandmama. I remember her like with a long dress and carrying, I think it was my brother in her arms. I mean, I remember, and I was very little. I mean, she died when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And then I remember my grandmother, and I remember my father's mother, and I remember my grandfather, and I remember my mother's father, and I remember them. And can you remember them? Can you remember you ancestors? I remember my uncles and aunts, my favorite aunts, my great aunts. Those are the one that I spend most time with. My great aunts, not my aunts, because my aunts they were in the United States of America, and we're talking about 1960s and 50s and 70s. They already have moved onto the United States of America. But my great aunts did not. So I remember them the most, and I learned from them the most. And they give me this sense of identity of who I really was, and that was my name. Who I am is my name. So all of you have has to have the same experience, even if you don't remember them. You have a grandfather, and your grandfather has a grandfather, and your great grandfather has a grandfather. We all of us has grandfathers and great grandfathers and grand uncles and families. That goes really far back. It goes as far back as the creation of humanity. Whatever we come from, we originated from something, and this something is us. We'll still have it. So now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about our names, who we really are, and why we forget. I think it's a natural human behavior. This is my observation, and it is designed so we can learn from the new, from what is new, not from what was past. So that way we can be easily manipulated. Is we are no different than cows and dogs and sheep and lambs and birds. And I think that natural human behavior is 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 our advantage and also our destruction, because we forget who we are, and somebody else can replace it with something, can replace it with this idea of this fantasy. So who do remember their origin has an advantage to those who forget where they come from. Basically, if you do not transfer your family name and protect it and defend it, if you lose that family name, you will become a lamb from somebody else. You will get up every morning and go to work and even die for somebody else. They assign you a new name. And that is why we see on television every single day the word Americans, that you are an American. And that is to create a condition reflex, to give you an identity, to give you a name. But the reality is that that name is erroneous. That name is created by those who do remember, to control you, to condition you, to pay you less when you work, to make you follow political parties, to kill in the name of political parties, to defend crazy and to kill one another and to separate one another and to be weak. And let me give you an example of this. most of those who remember their name and are in charge of humanity, or they dedicate themselves to control humanity, they change their names. They change their names. It's not their original names. They want you not to know where they come from. Because if you understand where they come from, that fantasy that they create to control you will collapse. I'm going to give you plenty examples of these. And let me see the best way to do it. Okay, right now, the United States of America and the state of Israel are fighting a war, a illegal war in the United States of America. It is not declared, but it is a war. The president said that it is a war, but Congress does nothing about it and allow this to happen. So, who is utilizing the power of the United States of America and their people who forget? Well, the 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 leadership of the state of Israel, the Israelites, they follow a religion, now have created this political party or jurisdiction, political jurisdiction named Israel, and they utilizing the name of a religion and a belief uh, to do it. And this political jurisdiction was not created in Israel or created by their religion. It was created by people who changed their names. For example, right now, almost all the leadership in Israel are from Ukraine. Literally from Ukraine. They are Ukrainians. They are Slovaks, Czechoslovaks. They are Polacks. They are from Europe. They are Europeans. And now they go into Palestine or Philistine, how the name should be pronounced, and they change their names to confuse you, to say, listen, my name is a Jew name, a Hebrew name. The is a tribe chosen by God. And if you don't know this, if you don't know that they are not really Jews, that they are actually from Ukraine, the geographical land of Ukraine, then you start seeing why it's so important to remember your name. Because if you do not remember your name and remember reality, you will fight against your own self. They will make you self your enemy. And that is why we have a lot of people from Judea that does not like a bit about the Zionism. But now how the Jews or the Zionists, they are controlling now the United States of America and negating that declaration of war. Well, they go about it this way. They are going to tell you, if you, like myself right now, if you are articulating this reality against them, they will say that you are an anti-Semite. Anti-Semite. And that is the utilization of the name too, because that is how human works. We are conditioned, and we can be conditioned correctly or incorrectly. In this case, when they call you a Sema or anti-Semitic, they talking about the sons of shame. There is a to be believed historical person or created by God. So if you start looking at these names, you will understand that the Shiites and the Sunnis and the Jews and the Romans and the Indo-European religions, they are all related from the same origin. And the reason is we are one. We all have the same name. We all are humans. And we forget that very easily and replace it what we hear or replace our identity from something that trigger our mind. In this case are the noise boxes. In the present time is the noise boxes. So yes, we are one, and we are killing each other because the noise boxes are telling us our identity, our human identity, are from geographical places, and they even erroneously giving you a geographical name. Basically, they changing the name, they keep you on balance. Like African Americans. Today we have a African American History Month. What in the world is that? That does not exist. So do not accept all this crazy. And now they want you to have a Lat- American Latinos museum. And tomorrow at I think it's at 7 o'clock at night on NPR, you're going to have a lady speaking something in the name of Latinos USA, like if that was a ethnic group or a national identity. No, it is a marketing device. What they're creating is just marketing groups. If you accept that you are a Latino and that you are in the USA, they can sell you tacos and Goya products really easily. And when you're going to work for Goya, they expect you to work for them because you are one of them. That is how insane that is. I mean, this week somebody asked me exactly that. Listen, Pavel, you are one of us. Well, I am not one of you if you are calling me a Latino, because I am not. And I will not work for free. And that is what they want. The oligarchy want to change your name, and now we are killing one another in the name of marketing devices, and we call it Jesus Christ, and we call it Abraham, and we call it Sunni and Shia Muslims. And the reality is the controllers know exactly what is reality, but the population will follow, will fast all day long, and do not go and visit their neighbors because they have been conditions in childhood, and they will defend it. They will defend that condition reflects. The reality is there is no difference in between a Jew, a Muslim of whatever devices they have, Shia or whatever, or Christians for that matter. There is not a difference. And the only reality is that they fighting one another for nothing because they want to be different. There is no difference, but they want to be different. They're looking at the other guy inferior to make themselves feel good. So stop making yourself feel good, and remember, the people who lead you have changed their names. For example, Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump social company, the truth is head by Nunes. Well, that man changed his name. It is not Nunes. It is a Cuban or Ibero-American named Nunez. That is the reality. Trump have changed his name, and all the leadership in Israel have changed their name. From Golda Meir, that she was like I forgot. It's so many names that I can remember them all. but they all have changed their names. So go ahead and protect your name. And remember, you Rodriguez. Rodriguez, do not forget your name. You have created the modern world and continue to advance this modern world everywhere around our planet. Rodriguez means family of a Roderick. Roderick, the Visigoth. You are a Visigoth. It does not matter which pigmentation you have on you, or how high you are, or how short you are. You are sons and daughters of Roderick. So go out there and defend your grandfather and who created your grandfather. Saludos.